As we're seeing with PS4 and Xbox One, there's always plenty of excitement surrounding the launch games for a new console. But as time goes by and newer, better games emerge, what were once considered decent offerings are cast aside and forgotten, like so many ex-sugar babes. Here's Eurogamer's guide to 5 launch titles you've probably forgotten about that were quite good actually, come to think of it.
Get ready! 3, 2, 1, go!
To kick things off, let's go back in time to 2001. Those heady days when Daniel Bedingfield was number 1 and it was still legal to buy magic mushrooms on the internet. Actually, that explains the Bedingfield thing. Anyway, into this heady mix came the original Xbox One and party game Fusion Frenzy. Basically, this was a cross between Gladiators and the Crystal Maze, set at a warehouse rave in the future, attended by characters from mediocre late 90s rhythm action game Buster Groove.
Get ready! Go!
The minigames had names like Laser Snare and Jet Boot Sprint, just to remind you it was the future, but the best minigame was Twisted System, mainly because of the satisfying clanking noise the characters' heads made on those massive iron girders. Here's Aqua Electrics 2. This PlayStation 2 launch title was essentially a sort of top-down, ecologically aware version of Tetris. The object of the game was to build up barriers and create lakes to stop the playing area from flooding, all the while having to deal with random acts of God and being screamed at by manic pixies. 2 lakes! 3 lakes! Ah! Never have devastating huge-scale natural disasters looked so cute.
2 lakes! 2 lakes!
It is a truth universally acknowledged that movie tie-ins are rubbish, but the video game of Peter Jackson's King Kong was an exception to the rule. It was created by Michel Ancel, otherwise known as Rayman's dad. He combined moody, atmospheric visuals with fast-paced but solid gameplay, then threw in a giant monkey and a load of dinosaurs. What's not to like? To top it all off, King Kong was ahead of its time. The game placed a heavy emphasis on pointy sticks and fiery torches years before anyone had even heard of Minecraft. Here's another PlayStation 2 launch game, it's TimeSplitters, noteworthy for being one of the first console FPS games that felt good to play with thumbsticks. It also offered some excellent split-screen multiplayer action. The campaign mode was somewhat less successful, but it was good fun if you just stopped worrying about things like narrative and logic and all that nonsense. As sci-fi shooters go, TimeSplitters has certainly stood the test of... oh, just leave it.
You do know this says keep up.
Yeah, I know that. We got special permission.
And finally, the honorary award for most forgettable launch lineup of all time goes to the PlayStation Vita. Now that's a bit mean, isn't it? There were loads of great Vita launch games. There was that Uncharted one, and that Ridge Racer one, Asphalt Junglist or something. And there was that Uncharted one. Oh, and there was one about dragons. Definitely something to do with dragons or dungeons or something like that. And they did do that Uncharted game. Was there a darts one? I'm sure there was a darts one. Oh, I know, there was that Michael Jackson game. Because nothing keeps the memory of the King of Pop alive like poking a screen with your index finger. It's what he would have wanted. And of course they did that Uncharted game. Well, there you have it. Do check out our videos of 5 amazing and 5 terrible launch games if you haven't already. We'll see you in about 5 years when we'll be having a good old laugh at NAC and Kinect sports rivals. Cheerio!